It's a signal of an American Renaissance. It's when the American people finally rose up and said to the two-party duopoly, enough of your crap. They're tired of endless war. They're tired of the erosion of our civil liberties. They're tired of the billions of dollars of debt and borrowing that they load on our shoulders. They're tired of immigration policies that leave their neighborhoods unsafe and their streets unsafe. They're tired of trade policies that have given the jobs to foreign nations and sucked the jobs out of America.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Roger Stone's riding shotgun with us for the hour. He's going to be hosting another hour of the War Room with Owen Schroyer coming up in about 51 minutes. And I want to go to Michael, Noel, Al, and Kevin. Then we're going to punch out of here and let Roger take over. But Roger, we're going to have a bunch of compilation videos we haven't gotten to yet of the media crying on the night of the election, whining, and then calling for violence. We're also sending Millie Weaver and Gavin Wentz down to the demonstration where hundreds of people say they're going to show up, just scream at the sky is what it's called, and just act like complete maniacs. What is going on with the left here?
First of all, I'm toasting the first anniversary, as so many others are, of the historic achievement of Donald J. Trump, the most improbable upset in American political history, and celebrating great memories of that night, but also pointing out that you, like he, when he said, look, we may have won the election, he said that night, but the fight is just beginning. Little did we know how right he was, and you were among the few who anticipated the extraordinary efforts by the left to disenfranchise him, to undermine his, destabilize his presidency, and so on, in the spasm of their epic loss. So, and the fight goes on, but it is really. It's a signal of an American Renaissance. It's when the American people finally rose up and said to the two-party duopoly, enough of your crap. They're tired of endless war. They're tired of the erosion of our civil liberties. They're tired of the billions of dollars of debt and borrowing that they load on our shoulders. They're tired of immigration policies that leave their neighborhoods unsafe and their streets unsafe. They're tired of trade policies that have given the jobs to foreign nations and sucked the jobs out of America. So,
and then we've got the big Googles and Facebooks and Twitters last week, and video will play coming up later in the hour that's extraordinary, saying we censored Infowars at lunch. Because Congressman quickly goes, I saw Infowars was #1 on the suicide attack. They wouldn't even say that. They said that there was no attack in New York. Jones is fake. De Blasio isn't soft on terror. And they actually say this. It's crazy. And they go, yes, sir, we know. We banned it. We blocked Infowars. Now it's a USA Today story, sir. And in live time, they're just admitting like they robbed a bank culturally, that they're doing this in live time. It is just absolutely insane. And so now they want to block the AT&T Time Warner merger, which is fine with me. Trump's getting a antitrust guy in at the Federal Trade Commission. But what about Google and all these folks that are monopolies and then use it to literally screw over the First Amendment?
I've got to be honest with you, Alex. I'm in favor of the AT&T Time Warner merger. I really think the arguments against it from a technical and legal point of view are incorrect.
No, I know what it is. They want the same power Google has to operate, and bring competition. Google doesn't want it. That's what I'm saying. They're the monopoly. They're the new dominant group. Why don't they get their nose bloody? Why doesn't Trump hammer their ass?
Well, here's why I think it's significant, however. Perhaps the new management that AT&T puts at Time Warner would look at their owned asset, CNN, and make some leadership changes there. Maybe they should take that back to being a journalistic venture as opposed to a left-wing propaganda front. I think they should dismiss Mr. Zucker, and he would probably, show Jake Tapper and Don Lemon and Ana Navarro and the other brainiacs there the door. So in a sense, I would like to see the merger go through, if for no other reason, for the selfish reason of cleaning up the most vicious, violent, vituperative, false attacks on our president.
But in a way, they're so discredited, it's almost good to keep them there like Hillary. But I agree. Justice be done, may the heavens fall. Noel in the great city of Chicago. Noel wants to talk about year in review for Trump. What's your report card? I'd give him an A+ for effort. I'd say on delivery about a B. But, man, I tell you, he's gotten better. He's done better than I thought. What do you think, Noel?
Geez, in terms of a grade, you're putting me on the spot there, Mr. Jones, but I'd have to say, I'd say B-. A for effort, yes. A little concerned about the swamp factor of the District of Columbia, but overall, in terms of trying to build back America on the world stage, he's doing a quite good job with other world leaders. But Mr. Jones and Roger Stone, it's quite fascinating to see a tale of two debates and the media perception of then candidate Trump. At the bowels of the casino basement of the Venetian Hotel after one of the debates in December, the Republican debates, and most of the corporate media hacks thought, and this is when I worked in Wyoming at the time, all the corporate media hacks thought that Trump's campaign was a joke, no shot of winning. They wanted Jeb Bush to speak. They all thought Jeb was going to bounce back and Scott Walker this and yada, yada, yada. But yet, at the end of the night, Trump was the last person of all the other morons that were candidates at the time, was the last one to speak to every media outlet that was there. And I saw it with my own two eyes, and I thought at the end of the night, boy, Trump really does have a chance of winning.
I was about to say, just the stamina and the entitlement of them trying to force-feed Jeb with him with 5% rates in the early part of the election and still most of the money being given to them, just like they tried to force-feed Hillary. It shows their Marie Antoinette level disconnect. Great point, Noel. Roger Stone?
Well, in that period, I think it's important to point out, Alex, the most dangerous place on the face of the planet would be between Donald Trump and a television camera. I mean, he is a master of the media. He knows the media that they're giving him is worth literally millions, including the coverage here at Infowars, and he plays to it like Stradivarius.
And now the Wahhabists are getting their butt handed to them for Vegas, and a lot of big things are happening. Noel, thank you. Michael, Kevin, and others, straight ahead. Then Roger Stone takes over to quarterback, out of the Infowar, right into the war room with Owen Schroyer. This is part of the 34-hour broadcast, Infowars.com. After 4 years of research, the next big game changer has arrived. Z-Shield, toxic metal and chemical defense support. It's made in the USA. It's filled with known compounds from nature that are absolutely associated with detoxifying the body, and it supports the Infowar. It is a classical 360 win. We're changing the world. Now it's time to change our bodies with Z-Shield at InfoWarsLife.com.